Hello viewers, I'm SP and welcome back to Alan Wake. I wanted to continue here from the menu, just so that you guys can all see. I really appreciate the way the main menu graphic keeps changing. It's a very effective mood setter every time I log in here. So, I'm going to be honest with you, it's been a few days and I don't 100% remember where we were. Are we right at the beginning of a new chapter? I guess we're going to find out. Hey, how come this time it says load game hard drive, but last time we... Sometimes it says hard drive Alan Wake, but whatever. It doesn't matter.
Previously on Alan Wake, I'm hunted.
Oh, helpful.
Sheriff, Wake's running. I'm giving chase.
Are you seriously telling me that writer just took out my deputies?
A thriller I supposedly wrote is coming true. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I was told that Alice had been kidnapped, but that was a lie.
We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is.
Her purported kidnapper was eaten up by the dark presence before it attacked me.
That Alan Wake model falling from the sky did not super great.
Just a nightmare.
Alice. There you go, Alan. Hartman, I fell.
I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period.
What?
Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now. The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, you lied.
You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated schizophrenia.
Bastard.
It's okay, Alan. Just let go.
Well, I feel like this particular swerve was fairly easy to see coming. Don't take that as a knock on it. The story doing a thing you can predict is not a negative thing.
Groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus. There were only empty sheets of paper here. No manuscript pages.
And unfortunately, I have no idea how you could turn a sheet of paper into a manuscript page. You'd need some kind of, writer that sets type, or... I just don't know. I mean, I'm obviously, we're doing some humor here, obviously. Alan's medicated state is going to be a problem.
Feeling calm?
Yeah, I see you brought your pet gorilla with you. So sure, I'm calm. I get the message, loud and clear.
Well, see, he's still pretty sharp.
Spirit, you're being very brave, Alan. I understand you're confused. I would be more concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Big of you.
Now, why don't you come with me? We'll reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything you might have forgotten. Little walk and some fresh air? Yes, it will do you good.
I feel like this dude's going to try to get me to join UNATCO at any moment. Also, it doesn't, the game does a good job of making you wonder, what is actually real? Could it actually be that Alan Wake is in a facility the whole time and that everything that's happened so far is in his head? That's totally reasonable. And I could absolutely see why the doctor, even if nothing sinister is going on here, would want to have a large orderly around, because Alan Wake is an asshole. There's no reason to think Alan Wake wouldn't just haul off and punch his doctor. His book, the engaging new book by Emil Hartman, Ph.D., the author of the best-selling Creative Flow, his groundbreaking techniques, engagement therapy, and the flow explained in his own words. I didn't realize, at first I thought the little trademark symbol was quotation marks, and I was like, engagement therapy. Now, I was starting to wonder if this guy was maybe a doctor in the same way that Dr. Phil is a doctor.
This corridor is for patients. Most of them aren't here right now. Jack took them out for a fishing trip, except for the ones who are particularly vulnerable, of course. I encourage creativity as a part of the recovery process here at Cauldron Lake Lodge. I specialize in treating artists.
I bet you do.
Splendid, Alan. I honestly believe we can get this thing under control if we work together. This way, Alan.
Oh, hold on. There looks to be a place I could go over here. Well, I don't think we're allowed to collect giant wooden bear statues, hey, that's a weird thing. I mean, I guess... Listen, I'm not going to tell you that I know how you should decorate a therapy clinic, but that particular painting seems like it might cause in a person some uncomfortable feelings, maybe a little bit of paranoia, because it's doing that to me right now.
Now, Alan, from past experience with you, I know I need to get right into the heart of the matter as quickly as I can after an episode. So I'm just going to say this. Alice is dead.
No.
You're in a very vulnerable state until you understand and accept this. Alice drowned, and you couldn't face that. You're suffering from hallucinations, paranoid delusions, unusual thinking, an obsession about light and darkness, a feeling that everything revolves around you, your thoughts and dreams. Your mind has constructed an elaborate fantasy scenario in which your writings are affecting reality. She has been kidnapped, and supernatural forces of darkness are trying to stop you.
Okay, yeah, to be perfectly honest, I'm having a hard time shaking that diagnosis. It seems pretty solid. Curious if I could actually get into anywhere here. I do wish that I could move at a speed that was a little bit more similar to his move speed. It's very awkward to jog around while he's walking.
So I went along with it. He had to be lying. But under the influence of the drug he had given me, I had to fight not to believe his words.
It's all in your head. You've been making it up. Apart from the tragic accident with your wife, no one has been killed. Your delusions are just a manifestation of your subconscious mind trying to protect you from the too painful truth. Unless we fight the fantasy, it will return. I know the instinct is to resist me, but think about it. Doesn't this make far more sense than the insane supernatural conspiracy you have concocted in your mind? You're a skeptic by nature, Alan. We both know this. Everything
I figured it out.
Explained logically.
There we go. We can walk at the same speed as him as long as I keep myself pressed up against him as close as possible in a very natural two humans walking together sort of way. There we go. Perfect. Nothing could be more normal. I can almost taste the back of his head.
I never get tired of this view. Very inspiring, isn't it?
Cauldron Lake spread below us. I could see
Boy, I don't know,
on
man.
the other side of the lake. I thought I could make out the spot where Diver's Isle had been when I arrived with Alice. Now there was nothing but waves.
I'd feel real unsafe here if I was Dr. Hartman.
Coming. Funny, I don't recall there being a mention of that in the weather forecast. Well, no matter. This way. Follow me.
So, I mean, there's a lot of different things that could be going on here, right?
News. Right now, we're in control. Every time you have a relapse, it gets more and more difficult to resurface from the dark depths of your imagination. Not surprising, considering your profession. Imagination is what you work with. After all your nightmares, this should come as an immense relief to you. If it doesn't, why is that? Because I'm lying? Or because you don't want to admit that you're not well? It's very natural for you to think of me as your enemy. It's part of the illness.
I let him talk. Hartman obviously loved his own voice. His words echoed madly inside my head. I dug my nails into the palms of my hands to stay focused.
You need to work with me. Once you accept that, we can begin the journey towards your recovery.
You know what would really make me feel like I'm recovering is if you could get me, I don't know, 60 thermoses of coffee. I think that's really what it's going to take, Doc. It's like I was saying, there's a lot of things that could be going on here, right? It could be that this whole thing is in my head. It could be that the previous thing was in my head. It could be that it all happened and we actually have, like, had a time skip of a couple of weeks in the plot, which I guess wouldn't really be impossible. And if we're just going to write ourselves a new reality out of this anyway, it doesn't really matter how much time passes between the event and the time we actually do that, right? Beyond the shadow you settle for, there's a miracle illuminated. TZ. So that's Thomas Zane, obviously, with some real bad advice. It's not actually the case at all. I don't know. My guess here is that Dr. Hartman is probably in league with the dark presence in some way, rather than just being a guy who is incidentally an asshole. Maybe he's controlled or something. Because like we were basically lured here, right? And it could be just Dr. Hartman again in a little bit of maybe a Dr. Phil sort of way, just trying to get some famous people so that he can get some press coverage or something. But also, it could be something so much more sinister. And isn't it more fun to believe in the more sinister thing? Also, this dude definitely does not know how to... He walks upstairs like he is not a person. That's gotta be... It's gotta make you a little suspicious. Howdy. You're real lucky I didn't just throw that dude in Cauldron Lake earlier.
Here's the entrance to the office wing. That's for staff only. You were impressed by my trophies when you first arrived here. I do love to hunt. The great outdoors, man versus nature. It's wonderful stuff.
Pretty damn wonderful, yeah.
What's so great about being versus nature? It seems like it's real easy to be man versus nature. Check out that dude's neck.
Emerson.
I'd be real careful. I'd be worried. If I were him, I'd be worried that Dr. Hartman's gonna hunt me looking like a giraffe.
Dream, mister. You should be afraid of me. Don't want to run into me in the night, that's for sure.
Please, Emerson. Mr. Wake is confused enough as it is.
Yeah, you'd like me
A
to
little
go away so you won't
confused.
be scared. But you can't just decide what kind of dream you have or when you have it.
Emerson.
Okay. Sorry. Boo.
That's Emerson.
Okay.
We're actually making some progress with him, I'm happy to say. He works on video
Elbow
games.
strike.
It's trash, of course, but it does involve
Get
some
him to the head.
small creative effort, which makes him receptive to my therapeutic methods.
No kidding.
I absolutely believe that this whole scenario could be a thing that Alan concocted himself. It's a real, like,
Come, Alan.
touching portrait of mental illness here. Guy stepped up like he was gonna get in my way.
Now, you might have noticed the typewriter in your room. You've been writing as a part of the therapy. As soon as you feel up to it, you should continue.
Oh, hey, these guys. I mean,
It's killing me. There's a storm coming. Oh, what a storm.
I hope it wipes this place off the face of the earth.
And these two are the Anderson brothers, Odin and Tor. They had a heavy metal band in the 70s and 80s called Old Gods of Asgard. They even adopted new first names to complete the image of Viking gods. After the band broke up, they lived on a farm nearby. They are, well, in advanced stages of dementia. They're well cared for, TLC and all that. There's nothing more that can be done. I'm afraid that the rock and roll lifestyle has left its mark.
you know, as it does on us all. This...
That won't do. I'm so sorry to cut this short for now, Alan. The power has been acting up. I'd better go check on it. We'll continue this soon. Meanwhile, when you feel up to it, return to your room and try to write. It really is for the best. Don't you think?
They're trying way harder with Hartman's facial animation than they have with a lot of the other characters, I feel like.
Headed with a hammer.
Oh, he'd love to fish out our secrets, but he has no clue. He's not crazy enough. Not crazy like us, Sonny. Yeah! Being crazy's a requirement, Sonny. Who else could understand the world when it's like this? It takes crazy to know crazy.
That's the sanest thing I've heard in a while.
Ow!
Hey, you're all right, Tom. Hey, we like him, don't we, bro? He's got to go to the farm.
The Anderson Farm. Valhalla!
We wrote it all down, lest we forget. A crash course. All you need to know to get your head right. You need to find the message.
Here, Sonny, here's something for you. Gave me a rash, but I kept it safe from these bastards.
Alan, pick that up by the corner or something. Jesus. So what I was going to say is, with these guys, or with Hartman in particular, I think with the facial animation, the thing that makes this look the oldest is the way that the character faces don't move as like a unit. Like the mouths in the bottom half are doing lots of work, but a lot of the time, like from the bridge of the nose and up, they're just very stone still. With Hartman, they've got the top half of his face doing stuff, but it's not quite in sync with the vocal delivery. It's like if you watch that last line of that cutscene again, he does the right things with his face, but he does them all half a second too early. It's just again, this is not a big deal. It's a 10-year-old game. It's going to look like a 10-year-old game. It's not a problem, but it is weird.
Zane could feel the poems taking form, shaping things. As he experimented, he imagined he could almost feel the power surging through the keys of the typewriter. It exhilarated him. But there was fear, too. If not for his young assistant Emil, he would have given it up. But Emil convinced him otherwise. He, too, had a way with words.
This is the first time we're hearing of Emil, right?
Or according to Hartman, I was sinking back into the fantasy. I was convinced he was lying to me about everything. Crazy or not, the Andersons made more sense.
Tom, you got any booze on you?
Yeah, no.
We have a stash of the special stuff at the farm. Our own formula, local ingredients, medicine, clears your head right up. Makes you remember like moonbeams on the brain.
Oh, peyote.
Leather patches on the elbows? That's not very rock and roll.
Tom just lost is all. Baba Yaga got to him too, the damn witch.
She used us all. Taken from all of us. Took my thunder, the witch.
And my ravens, what were they? Memory and thought, the hag.
She took something from you too, didn't she? That's what she does.
We're better off. This place, the lake, it gives you power. If you're a creator, an artist, a god.
Nightmare shifted in their sleep in the darkness of the lake.
Yeah, that's the one. She makes sure it comes out twisted and raw. Just ask the lamp lady. She knows what happened to that other rider.
She's been using you, boy, and you let her. You went and opened the door for her, didn't you?
Now, it was already open a crack. And whose fault is that? We're morally corrupt, disease-ridden, old and stupid.
Doesn't mean he had to open it all the way, goddammit.
Characters in this game love to talk.
So tired. Built the farm close to the lake. A place of power.
See, all that yapping really took it out of him.
There, man. You should go there and have a party.
So, like, how could this board game? There's not enough happening on this board for this game to be any good at all.
Hit that hippie chick in the back of the head. 15 stitches and a concussion.
Jesus.
Bob's dead now. Leukemia.
Listen, that's also bad. I feel bad for Bob. I'm not saying I don't. But holy crap. You can't just throw an amp... I mean, he wasn't throwing it at her, I guess, but... That's really something going on out there.
Tired.
I was kind of hoping we'd be able to get out there and talk to that guy. So this is what happens. Emil is absolutely in league with the Dark Presence then, right? The idea is... it lures people to this place, and it, with the promise of, like, supercharged creative gifts, and then it steals that from them somehow. That's interesting. Welcome to Cauldron Lake Lodge. We're here to give you the specialized help you need. However, please observe the following. Please ask friends and family to schedule visits beforehand to ensure they don't catch us doing whatever it is that we're doing here. Also, please respect your fellow patients' need for privacy and personal space, especially when they're engaged by their creative processes. Typically, our patients have long-term creative problems and they won't be solved overnight. Give yourself permission to take the time you need. Bear in mind that you're voluntarily receiving treatment. I am telling you now, you are voluntarily receiving treatment. Engagement therapy and its sister method, the flow, work best when you are actively engaged in shaping them. If you have any concerns, please don't hesitate to voice them. I'm wondering now, the TV footage that we saw of Alan raving while he's trying to write, was that in his room here? I don't remember exactly what the setting looked like, and I had assumed that it was that upstairs room at the cabin, which is a stupid thing for me to have assumed, since we know the cabin doesn't exist. Also, this is all the painting in here. Some of it's just like boring landscapes, but this black and white stuff is very unsettling to me. Okay, so we'll return to our room. We will, but obviously I'm going to look around a lot. Wait.
You know how they get. Gotcha. The doc's got me looking after Wake here, but holler if they get too rowdy.
I'll do that, Birch.
Hey, Wake, why don't you humor Dr. Hartman and give the writing a shot, huh? Typewriter's in your room. You can get to your room by those stairs, Wake.
Oh man, that guy's voice is also very familiar. Sweet. Hey, Thermos. This is going to help me with my writing. Do you have any more of these? You can use like 50 more.
Can't wake up. You can't hurt a nightmare because all dreams are only imagination. They're only in your head and they're not there when you wake up. So you can't wake up because I'm in charge now and I don't want to disappear. My nightmare is the publisher people who want to make a contribution so they can say they made a contribution. And then we end up with mullets in there because they think mullets are funny. But it wasn't
Hartman wanted
supposed
me
to
to
be
write.
about mullets.
I knew I
And
couldn't,
now it's
but I
about
figured I
mullets.
should just
And when
play
it's in
along for
slow
now.
motion,
It was
they
the
call
only
it
thing I could do
mullet
with Nurse
time
Birch
because
watching
the
me like a
numbers
hawk.
came back from marketing that mullet time is the hook we needed to go big in the target demographic. And
Yep, that makes sense.
They say it all like serial killers with straight faces and smiles. My nightmare is the writers who want to make everything from the characters to the toasters talk all the time and express their feelings so they won't shut up. And the writers won't shut up either because they have feelings too. And I have to listen to them because they're not scared of me. And everyone should just shut up. Shut up. Shut up. But I don't see nightmares anymore because I'm too scary for them. I take 2 pills every morning and 1 with every meal and 4 when I go to bed. And that makes me the scariest nightmare of all.
You know, I'm starting to believe that. Also, I definitely can't identify with any of that stuff about nobody shutting up. Oh, hey, we do get to go out here. Okay. What is the deal with this man and his painting? Very curious.
Hello. I've painted you.
Okay.
Oh, that is me.
I was just struck by inspiration a couple of days ago. Dr. Hartman wanted me to paint landscapes, and that's what I was doing. But now I've been doing these things, a lot of them. The images just keep coming. Dr. Hartman likes them. He has them in his office.
Yeah?
He's very proud of me. He says I'm getting much better. I think I'm getting better.
Okay, well that makes it very, very, very obvious that Hartman is not to be trusted. Can I get in here? There is absolutely a manuscript page in that room, right? That room at the end of the hallway. I'm pretty sure we saw it through the door. I'm wondering if we're gonna get like actual free reign of this place at some point during this chapter. That's why they're showing us these things that we cannot yet reach. Also, I am like 0% surprised that it turns out Lamp Lady knows what's up and can help us out. Like that is a thing that was very obviously foreshadowed.
Hartman and the nurses would have keys, but there was no way to get my hands on them.
Aside from violence, Alan, have you tried violence? Some people will tell you that violence is never the solution. That is... Ooh.
I'm not myself. It's hard to think that there's a shadow inside my head. I can only...
No, this is the cabin. From the windows.
Is a blur. I'm trapped in this cabin. Have been for days, but it's always dark outside. My editor is real. I saw her again. She's not human. It's not human. A dark presence is wearing the old woman's face. She was covered in clinging shadows. There's a hole in her chest where her heart should be.
Oh.
I think I've made a horrible mistake. I don't think I'm any closer to saving Alice. It's been lying to me. using me to get the story it wants, and the story will come true.
Man, everything that happens on a TV in this game is like 24 karat fried solid gold. Also, that's interesting. Let me just get nice and close to that so I can get a clean read for post video time. Pretty strange place for a QR code to be hanging out. I'm actually really curious what the narrative utility of the QR code messages is. Oh, I did decode the one that was the second one we saw that was in Alan's office, and it was like a kind of a weird cryptic message.
Hartman had mentioned that the power had been acting up. Maybe that was the reason for the generator and the work light on the balcony.
Although at this point I do not remember exactly what it
hadn't
was.
been activated, and there was no key.
Okay, but obviously this is going to be of some import in the near future. That's what we call... Is it foreshadowing if they're using light to do it? It's sort of the opposite of foreshadowing.
The white glare of the blank page in front of me hurt my eyes. My hands began to shake uncontrollably.
Everybody, calm down. Put that down. Bert, I need help.
Hey, Wake, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what's up. You just keep doing what you're doing. Be cool, okay?
I didn't know what the chaos was all about, but it could be my only chance of getting out of here.
I do love the old gods of Asgard. Okay, I can access other rooms now. This is interesting.
Afraid of the crazy brothers, are ya? Not so weak now, are we?
Oh yeah, Night Springs video game. But I cannot collect it. I thought the whole... I mean, that's one of the collectibles on the thing, right? Why am I asking you guys? I could just check. Statistics. Night Springs video games found, 0 of 10. But no, not 0 of 10. 1 of 10. I guess we can't interact with it just yet, maybe? That's Emerson. This is DeSoul? Nope, can't go in there. Desolane, maybe? Lane? Nothing, really? Oh, okay, Lane's the painter. Okay, that's interesting. Can we see what's on the other side of these? Not really, but it looks like it's just more of his terrified Alan Wake paintings. I have to say, I thought that painting was quite good. It was very effective at making me unsettled, which is really all I want from art anymore, it feels like. Let's see what's going on down there. Oh. I'm really glad this was right here. I would absolutely have missed this if we hadn't hit the prompt.
Hartman kept talking, giving Barry the grand tour, clearly proud of the place. He went on and on about his hunting trophies, and Barry was impressed. But he was here on business. He raised his voice, cut through the monologue. Hey, Hartman, where's Al? Hartman stopped in mid-sentence, annoyed at the interruption. He nodded at the hulking orderly standing nearby. The man smiled and clapped a practiced hand on Barry's shoulder.
I had totally forgotten about Barry. Yeah, of course Barry would be trying to get us out of here. Why was he not successful? Are we going to find him trussed up in a back room? Or maybe just what's left of him in a back room?
Sinclair looked bad.
Yo, guys.
The crazy old fart hit her hard.
Jesus.
Hartman's goons, she had it coming. I could get the key to the office wing from Sinclair. I had to get to Hartman's office. He had taken all my manuscript pages. That's where he'd be keeping them.
I can't say that I necessarily agree with Wake's... Nobody deserves to get hit in the head with a hammer. No, that's not true. There are absolutely people who deserve to get hit in the head with a hammer. I don't know that we can safely conclude that this woman was one of those people. So, this is going to let me get into the room at the end of the hall here, right? Or maybe we have to go out this way? Oh, come on. We saw that there was a thing in that room. I want the thing. I'm pretty sure I saw a manuscript page. Now I'm a little... Now I'm feeling less certain. Was this painting on the wall here before? No, that's the guy.
On the wall caught my attention. In it, the clinic staff was standing outside the lodge. I knew the man next to Hartman. He was the kidnapper. Hartman had been playing me all along.
Yeah, no, we had not walked through this hallway before. This is where... Okay.
The markings on the tape said they were recordings Hartman had made at the sessions with his patients. I saw Alice's name on one of them. For a moment, I couldn't breathe right.
These are really something, huh? I guess let's play the audio while we're looking at stuff.
Now, Mrs. Wake, can you tell me about Alan's problems?
He's more and more out of control all the time. The parties, he's so angry all the time. He's getting violent.
Do you mean with you?
No, not with me. No, never. Sometimes I almost wish Alan would take a swing at me, because at least that lead to a conversation he couldn't just march out of. But no. Alan doesn't really sleep. And the work, well, he's not writing at all. He sits there for hours and just gets more and more frustrated. And I can't talk to him.
Yes. Tell me, Mrs. Wake, what would you say to him if he'd listen?
I don't know. I want to say, I look at you, and it's not you. Just some stranger who resembles you. Looking out from behind your eyes, and I don't like that guy much. And now it's all gonna go to hell.
But you don't ever say this.
No. I've tried, but he's not listening. He's too deep in his own problems, always going on about something else. I'm so afraid I'm gonna lose him, and we're not even talking anymore. He doesn't let me in anymore. He just keeps me in the dark. I'm so alone here, even when he's home. Please help me, Doctor, because I'm at my wit's end.
Well, if you can just get him here, I'll absolutely do my very best.
Yeah, but Doctor, you need to be careful with him. He's not just going to listen to you and cooperate. He's the most stubborn man I've ever met.
Well, I'll be sure to...
And also, he just loves to take swings at people.
What she was saying made me happy and sick and guilty all at once. Worst of all, I recognized the words. The phone call from her. It had been a cut-up of this. Just a recording.
Oh, I'm glad Alan noticed that, because I did not. I was too busy thinking about all of the thematics they were doing. I said before, I think maybe in the first episode, that it really seemed like subtle was just not a thing they were interested in being here, and I think that that phone call really, really reinforces that. But I do want to be clear that that's not a bad thing. You can be 100% unsubtle and still make a very compelling piece of art.
Hartman wasn't happy. Mott could see it in his eyes. He quickly lowered his own. He had made a mess of it, and he knew it. The shame of failure was hard to bear. He hadn't expected Wake to say he needed more time, and he blurted out 2 days, less than Wake had asked for to show him who was in charge. But that wasn't part of Hartman's plan.
And this manuscript page is just sitting in Hartman's office. That's wild, man. It's a little hard to untangle exactly how all the plot stuff around the manuscript really works.
Hartman, do you hear me? I'm gonna do your crazy quack ass to shreds.
Okay, well, he might be trussed up. He's definitely still alive.
How much trouble you're in? I am famous.
Barry?
Ow!
Why are you...
Barry!
What are you doing?
Glad to see you. We need to get to Hartman's office.
It's right next door.
You okay?
Yeah. I mean, no! The cops found me at Rose's trailer, but they didn't hassle me too much. I'm obviously a victim in this, and I demanded to be treated as such. Or else I'd sue their asses. Speaking of asses, that Fed gave me a real hard time, but I had no clue where you were. That guy's crazy, Al. But he let me go, and then I get a call from Hartman, that son of a bitch, who tells me you're here, and I should come pick you up, but when I got here, 2 goons clobbered me and stuck me in there.
What's with the cutout?
I stole it from the diner to piss off Rose after what she did to us. That'll teach her.
Yeah, that's a harsh punishment. Come on, pal, we gotta get going.
That is not at all what I would have meant by that question. And also, they just let you keep that? So hold on. He went to the diner and he stole the thing, and then he got abducted by Hartman's goons, and they just let him hold on to it? Or what? None of this makes any kind of sense. And also, I can't tell if it's just 2010 character model or what's going on, but Barry's eyes are totally black, and that's very disconcerting at this moment. Hold on, I need coffee. Alright, I feel better already. You walk in front of me. I don't trust you at all. This whole thing is very weird. I can't make him... Alan, are you gonna go to the door? Or... by the way, I don't have control anymore. I hit E to have him unlock the door, and now I've lost input here. Okay, I can still pause the game. That's not super helpful. I guess I shouldn't have trusted that Alan would be able to walk to the door on his own. Well, this is disconcerting. Are we going to have to jump back to a checkpoint? Okay, can we do that?
But it could be my only chance of getting
out. Oh, that's a bummer. We're really far back. Okay, so we're going to have to... presumably pick up the manuscript pages again. We don't have to read them again. They're marked as red art. Oh no, we still have the manuscript pages we picked up. Okay. That's cool. That's good. But we are still going to have to listen to some conversation. Oh wait, hold on. I don't know, we saw the TV thing before. That was not during this scene. That was the previous scene.
Sinclair looked bad. That wasn't a love tap. The crazy old fart hit her hard. If she was one of Hartman's goons, she had it coming.
Yeah.
I had to get to Hartman's office.
By the way, video games and media and stuff have maybe made this unclear. You can't just hit somebody in the head with a hammer in a way that knocks them out and does no lasting harm. That's a seriously screwed up thing that happened there. Right. I don't know, maybe we have to examine this. Let's just...
caught my attention. In it, the clinic staff was standing outside the lodge. I knew the man next to Hartman. He was the kidnapper. Hartman had been playing me all along. The markings on the tape said they were recordings Hartman had made.
I don't know if we have to interact with these in order to make sure that we get all of, like, Alan's dialogue later or something, so I'm just gonna make sure we touch everything.
Barry?
Ow! About time!
Barry! Man, am I glad to see you. We need to get to Hartman's office.
It's right next door.
You okay?
Okay, no force field this time.
These were all the pages I had on me. And more.
Alan, please. You're sliding back into the...
Tell me one more lie and I'll shoot you in the face.
Ah, well, it was worth a shot. Really, Wake, come on. Let's work together on this. You have no idea...
Hartman, shut up! Barry, get out of here. I'll catch up with you. Get a car.
Oh, Al, let's just...
Go!
Wake, listen to me. This is a mistake. Don't you see? Together we can create something absolutely wonderful. With your ability and mine.
I mean, when that bookshelf fell over and all the darkness started happening, Hartman seemed unhappy about it, but not, like, super surprised.
The dark presence would be on me in a moment. I had to find a way out.
Don't know, flashlight, is there... Ooh, Jesus, okay, don't go in there. Open. Okay. Yeah, the lights are a problem. So we need to get to that little generator thing upstairs, but I'm assuming they won't just let me use this staircase, right? Oh no, they totally will. Okay. Straightforward enough. Sure was nice of somebody to turn this thing on for us. Come on, hurry. Is he really going to make me watch until all of this stuff slowly dies? Alright, well, whatever. It's happening. We don't have to stay focused on it for right now. Am I allowed to go this way? No, that's hard level barriered off. Okay, still actually a huge problem. Do I need to start the generator again, maybe? I mean, it looks like it's back off. But why would they, like, what would be the value of making you do this multiple times? They absolutely are just making me do it again. That's really strange, right? From a gameplay perspective? Guess we just sit here until it gets rid of all the things. When it goes out, we restart it again, and... because everything's rotating around the room, or rather, like, orbiting around the room so slowly that a lot of it's not in the beam at any given point. That's... if I'm not misunderstanding what's happening here, we actually do just have to restart this over and over again until everything wanders into the beam for long enough. That's a really strange choice on the part of the developers. But maybe it is... it is, in fact, that I'm just misunderstanding. Okay, so it's back on. There's, like, that... there's that lamp that I'd love to get rid of. But maybe we don't have to? Probably just have to get rid of enough stuff, right? I mean, like, I'm gonna get hit for sure here. Stuff is gonna dive at me, but... oh! That's bad. Did we... okay, I don't think we saw this room before. The room with the flares in it. Also, gas cans. Feels like we could start a real big fire. Fires create light. Flare, please. Please do the thing and do it quickly. So I feel like I'm in some danger. A non-zero amount of danger. Okay, here we go.
Hartman knew he was no creator. He had no ambitions on that front. And he certainly didn't want to end up like every artist he had worked with here, damaged in ways that were hard to describe, or worse. It was enough for Hartman to maintain creative control and provide direction, to be a producer. That was what most of these people were in need of anyway. Of course, suitable subjects were few and far in between.
I wonder if it is the case that Hartman is just a regular run-of-the-mill, selfish dude and not so much in league with the supernatural. Just instinctively running toward any source of light that we can find. Okay, that is no longer a source of light, which is a huge disappointment to me, personally. Looks like it's about to become more of an issue. Well, we're certainly not going to be able to go that way. I mean, I can't shoot this. Okay, maybe I can lure it out into the hall and just, like, dodge past it. There we go. Escape. Is this... which... this way, probably? I mean, this is outside, but I don't know that it's necessarily going to lead to us being able to get away. So, okay, get it to throw itself at the wall and then run for the other door. Nope, also not operable. Shoot. Windows? What if we just dove out the window? Alan! Put your back into it, man. Just run. And the way this is lit up, it really seems like you're supposed to... oh, maybe I have to get the orb thing to, maybe I have to get it in here and get it to smash the door for me. Okay, there we go. Okay. Come here. This is going to be frustrating to get right. Ow. Well, okay, I didn't dodge quite as cleanly as I was hoping to, but... we got there. It worked. Oh, lights. Sweet lights. Barry, throw me that flashlight immediately. Hold on, I see coffee. Listen, I'm aware of the danger and everything. But are you aware of the danger of what I will be like if I don't get my coffee? Barry, I will be a threat to everyone, including you. Okay, so... is this door actually... no, okay. Just making sure we're not missing any other collectibles. You know how I feel about my collectibles. I do see you. Hold on a second. There's another big light. Barry, you stay right there. I'm just going to go into the light. Maybe this will be the way forward after we deal with Barry. I think that's probably what's happening down there. Okay, I'm coming.
I found the car, but the gate's locked. You're gonna have to go through the hedge maze over there. Barry,
why would there be a hedge maze?
Oh God! Look at the house, Al! Look out!
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's bad. Okay, the Hedge Maze then. Don't you dare. Ow, I got bludgeoned by something else. Okay, maybe we'll just move a little faster here. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Try to use this bench as cover against the things that are going to try to fly in from behind me. Ow. Okay, everything's fine. Everything's fine. The house does look bad. I agree with your assessment. What is let's get out of here? You are stuck where you are, my friend. And good luck to you, I say. Alright, let's do that classic Alan Wake thing that we do, where I run through an area that's way spookier than it would have any reason to be, and also shine lights on things a lot. Why is there a hedge maze, though? Who would build this here? Dr. Hartman guy. I'm already way back on the side of, no, he's definitely evil. Am I supposed to be able to access the hedge maze through that gate? Because the gate definitely doesn't open. Maybe I just need to slam myself into it a little bit more forcefully? Like this! Oh, yep, actually that's literally exactly what I needed to do. You know, some doors you have to, like, move up to and you get a prompt and you press E, and some of them just fling open when you get close. There's really no way to know which one of those things the door is going to be before you get there. Yeah, me too. Boy, this is going to be a nightmare. Okay, so there's a guy on that side. I didn't actually get a chance to turn around and see the other side. Okay, so you only get one of those stumbles. I should be a little bit more careful with it. We don't have a ton of resources here. I mean, we got light for days, but batteries are going to be a problem. So, or batteries. Bullets. Bullets are going to be a problem. Don't trust Emil. Oh, really? I could never have put that one together. Again, though, kind of curious about who is leaving the paint.
I stared at the Viking paraphernalia that littered the area, surrounding an unlikely centerpiece. A full-size stage complete with an impressive sound system with all the trimmings, including a dragon. It took
Ooh, that is the most important trimming.
To build something like this in a remote field. When the sky split open with a deafening boom and the music started blasting, it felt strangely appropriate.
Oh, is that something that's actually going to happen? Listen, I want to see the big metal dragon. I want to hear the music booming. They better not be teasing me. I will get very cross. Yeah, well, they don't have guns, so... But I'm not saying I'm not scared. Just that I could be more scared. Aha! And, you know, we did pick up more bullets. I feel okay about that. No, this is just a dead end to facilitate that dude getting in behind you. So Hartman has been luring people here and tricking them in one way or another for at least since Thomas Zane. And I guess we don't exactly know when the Old Gods of Asgard thing happened. I mean, it seems like they were... Oops, that's bad. Seems like they were familiar with Thomas personally, so maybe it was around the same time. I tried to squeeze past him while he was stumbling there. Yeah, see, I'm trying really hard to kill the little guy and use that to buy time to get away from the big guy. I think it's a reasonable strategy. It is absolutely not working at all, but I think it's a reasonable strategy. So yeah, maybe the Old Gods thing, and the Thomas Zane thing happened around the same time, or maybe the Old Gods thing had happened first, and they were just around when, sort of in their current state when Thomas came to town.
Hartman hurried down the corridor. He had disliked leaving Wake when he was surely at his most susceptible to therapy. But this was
therapy in quotation marks.
Wake had been writing, and he had woken something up in the depths of the lake. Now, it was coming for him. Hartman had naturally prepared for a situation like this. The idiot brothers would keep Wake distracted while Hartman double-checked everything, just to be sure.
Or maybe Hartman's not in league with the Dark Presence, but he's just, like, aware of it. It's just a thing he has to abide by while he's doing his very important work of getting famous off of other people.
You don't want any fighting. It makes me sad.
He kind of sounds like Michael Madsen a little bit. And I'm sure it's not Michael Madsen. Oh, maybe, you know, it could be. I don't think it is, but it's Michael Madsen-esque. Alright, I'm assuming we're gonna meet up with our orderly here, and he's gonna be one of those, like, boss fight style guys. Usually when we get this much lead-up dialogue, it's a boss fight type guy. Maybe it's going to be a slightly different kind of fight. Okay, I have a couple of flares. Can I speed this up? Okay, that's not ideal. I can see us going through a lot of light really quickly here. Ugh. Man, the delay on pulling out a flare is so long. I pressed the flare button as soon as I heard the bird noises there, but it's just... Reload, reload, reload. I'm trying really hard to just burn him down before the birds get ornery again. You also can't really focus the flashlight very well while reloading the gun. So if you get caught in the reload animation, things do get harder. Okay, I appreciate that was a different style of fight. They're not just recycling the exact same thing over and over again, even if that was just made up of mechanics that we've already seen. It felt cool. Ooh, flare gun. Probably would have been a good idea to get in here and find this flare gun before doing all that stuff. Thing sneaky? No, okay. No secret side path with yellow paint or anything. I do not like the number of birds that are hovering in the air over here. Alright, so... where exactly am I supposed to be going now? We've dealt with this. Obviously, oh no, okay. We're supposed to go down there and then along this path. I see, I see. Sweet, sweet checkpoint. Similarly, sweet, sweet shotgun. Maybe even sweeter, in fact.
Mott knew that Wake was smarter than him. Wake had more money, a beautiful wife, everything. And Hartman said Wake was important. That made him better than Mott. But Mott was calling the shots now. He'd expected Wake to whimper and grovel, but instead, he seemed willing to fight. Mott knew he'd gotten under Wake's skin. If only Mott actually had his wife. The thought made him shiver.
Oh boy, the thought made him shiver in what way? Listen, it's not like I thought Mott was a good guy before, but that's a little concerning. I do feel bad for him, though. And Alan Wake is exactly the kind of guy who, like, if you are a person whose insecurities are easily played on to manipulate you, which it seems obvious Mott is, Alan Wake is exactly the kind of guy that sets you off the most, right? Because he's succeeding, but you might even be able to read his writing and tell that it's not necessarily because he's super great at anything, and he's such a huge asshole about it. Ah, that was very effective. Stupid enemies that are good at their jobs. Okay. Everything's cool. Everything's fine. I have many seriously grievous physical wounds. But it's fine. Everything's fine. You know, they're not real guys wielding not real blades, so they don't leave behind real serious lacerations, I assume. This is bad. This is bad. I do not have a lot of space over here. Ow. When the camera did that weird slowdown thing for a second there, I thought it was signaling to me that the shadow thing was about to attack. But instead, it was just a weird slowdown thing a full second or two after the new objects had been introduced for no reason. Alright, lots and lots of revolver ammo. And so far, not too many... Emil made Tom do it, yeah. That makes sense. I could have guessed. I'm interested to hear exactly what it is, but I think I understand at least the shape of the plot, if not yet what it is filled with. So that's got to be the way forward, right? Okay, was there another path over here? Could I actually go this way? There's not a fence. There's just the suggestion of a fence on the ground. Aha! Meant to keep you away from these painty arrows. Come on, more flare gun. Okay, excellent. 2 more flare gun, in fact. Okay, let's, I guess let's go toward the car. It really seems like the birds are, the bird flock is sort of centered over where I understand the vehicles to be, so maybe this is going to turn out really poorly. I saw green herbs on the table and I got all excited. I was like, ooh, health! This is not that. This is a different game than that. Apparently, Alan fumbled those batteries for a second before managing to pick them up. Okay. Well, so we're going to have to get Barry and then escort him back this way, I'm guessing? Maybe with him holding the light like we did before?
Let's get out of here. Can you open this gate?
Maybe.
Barry.
What do you mean, maybe?
Slammed it shut when the nasty showed up, and the key fits kind of loose in the lock, so, Barry! I'll find it, don't worry about it!
Oh, man. Alright. So, I mean, it's not exactly an escort section, but I assume we do have to keep things from getting to... Well, would they be able to open the gate, though? This is probably just to survive, more than to keep them away from Barry. 3 flares. Ow. Okay. Come on, come on, come on. Alright, we're just gonna back these guys up for a second, give my health time to regenerate. Barry, focus! You know what? This is exactly the kind of time where we ought to use the shotgun.
I found it! I found it! Ah, no, wait, that's a twig.
Okay, this is, I mean, it's working out. Oh, birds. Had to be birds.
I found the key!
Ooh, right, I forgot to charge. We haven't actually been charged by one of those guys in such a long time. Okay, I'm coming, I'm coming. Didn't one of the big guys? Ah, whatever.
Al, please tell me we're headed for the nearest "You're now leaving Bright Falls. Come back soon" sign.
We're going to the Anderson farm.
I knew you were gonna say something like that. You know what? You owe me big time for this. When this is through, if we make it, I don't care what anybody says, I'm done with darkness. You're gonna buy me a tanning bed as a gift, and I'm gonna live in it.
Barry's model just doesn't look like it has eyes, ever. It's very unsettling. Also, I really, really love the mix of humor and horror that they're going for here.
I'm crazy, but that's fine, Barry.
Oh, you got that right, Al. You're barking mad. You are by far the craziest...
But maybe that's inevitable when you deal with crazy stuff like this. It helps. This is happening, Barry. Alice, they never had Alice. She's trapped in the darkness at the bottom of the lake, but she's not dead.
Al, how can you know that?
I know, Barry. I can...
Al,
No, listen. I can bring her back. I can find her. There's something special about this place. The lake, it does something to the works of art created here. It makes them come true. But there's a catch. The dark presence, whatever that thing is, twists it to its own ends. That's why all of this is happening. It's using my manuscript to take over everything.
Al, I believe you.
It happened to Thomas Zane before it happened to the Andersons.
I believe you. Crazy or not, you're not delusional. Weird shit's going down. That's a fact. I'm on board, man. I'm with you.
The Andersons knew about it, but they were too far gone to tell me with all the drugs they were on. But they wrote it down. There's a message somewhere at their farm, Barry. We just need to find it. Look out!
How are you, the driver, going to scream "look out" to the passenger in your car? What is he supposed to do?
God damn it, Al, talk to me!
Man, this is absolutely a perfect place to stop for today.
Where to be seen.
After Alan finishes monologuing here. Is he good? He's good. This is absolutely a perfect place to stop today. We're right at the hour. This is like it's a good dramatic moment for this, but I almost can't bring myself to do it. I am so into this story right now. That is going to have to be it for us for today. I'm sorry, everybody. We can't go on any further. But come back next time, tomorrow. I'm just like... This story is kinetic. It is drawing me forward in a very powerful way, and I'm as bummed out about this as you guys are. Come back tomorrow. We will resolve some things, and maybe we'll get to listen to some real good metal music. And we'll see you then.